Breeze. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 56 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is the #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
Now a first carry here for their running back. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
A short throw pulled in by Bellinger. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down. But, Charles, you think about their impressive record. You look on the screen and see some of these injuries. That makes what they've done all that more impressive.
And when one of their starters or one of their key guys can't play, they miss him, but they just say, get well. We'll hold the fort until you get back, and the next person steps up into that void. This team has done a nice job all year long. No excuses, just performance.
7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Purdy now to throw. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
On 3rd down, the defense decided to blitz. A very good job of recognizing it, stepping away from the pressure, and finding open space to scramble and pick up a first down.
The short throw pulled in by Bellinger. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
Purdy looking to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Once more, Purdy looking to throw. Over the middle, caught by Bellinger. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one. A nice game there to his trusty tight end, and now it's got them thinking opening drive touchdown here as they get into the red zone.
And in most cases with your tight end, you feel like you've got him.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Now a timeout called for by the offense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. And all in all, a pretty decent decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he can't hang on to it. And the screen never got started. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll try and run for it. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and now this is scooped up by the 49ers. There he goes, right side. And they will fight. Stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A great play there with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. The 49ers ready to kick it away. And here we go. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to load that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And that will be incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that. In Charles's defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. And he's got his man on the out route. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Throwing here, Purdy. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 19 yards there on the catch and run. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. They'll look to throw again. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw again. That's complete right around the 8. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this 1st half. 2nd and 6. This is caught. Touchdown! A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Aviators are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the 1st half. Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And leading 10-7, they may just want to get this to the locker room. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Aviators offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams to defend in the red zone. You see the graphic. He's second in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a quarterback.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They juked him. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Back to throw here.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. His pass caught at the 4. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. They'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Aviators have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they turn that halftime deficit into a third quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well moving the ball down the field.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half.
And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching me. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter.
Back to throw, Purdy.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. Really nice job swimming to the ball carrier.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Now a first carry here for their running back. And bulldozing his way through. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Here's Purdy.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Purdy.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Now Purdy. A short throw pulled in by Bellinger.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Again, it's Purdy to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset.
2nd and 6 coming up.
Back to throw. Purdy. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11.
A big play looming on 3rd down. Throwing, Purdy.
To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. So that drive spans 13 plays.
And it was finished off with a touchdown by Daniel Bellinger.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Running room at the 50. Look out. And finally, he's out of bounds, but how about that return? All the way inside the 20 and into the red zone.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was...
He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 4-point game. Scoring summary. Drive. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The 49ers offense had Brock Purdy getting ready for this next possession. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season.
And he will find his man on the outside.
And he will get out of bounds here to stop the clock, but not a huge pickup there. 6, maybe 7. Here's Purdy to throw. Open man, the former Gator. It's Ricky Pearsall.
The 49ers now are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game.
Here's Purdy.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
Purdy with one final shot here. Pass to Bellinger on the crossing route. And